I was working at a company and I was being trained on how to add in more patients
Okay.
in our system
Okay.
than we had actually.
Okay.
And everybody says, okay, what's that? What does that look like? What does that sound like? That sounds like a bonus added in.
Right.
Because the more patients you have, the more money
money
they,
coming. Yeah,
they
the more
issue
money.
out.
Right. Right.
And so when the person who was training me was telling us, oh, we add 1 or 2 people extra in, it doesn't do anything or whatever.
Right.
So this is what I was taught.
Right.
And so this is what I was doing.
Right. You're just thinking you're doing your job.
I'm doing my job.
Correct.
Adding them in. And the more I added in, the more money we got.
Right.
And so it got into where we got a huge bonus, and I think it triggered in the system.
Oh, so it kind of notified them.
Yes. And they came and did an audit.
Right.
And when the audit showed that we didn't have those people, it fell back on me.
Welcome to Felon X. Real stories, real redemption, real ones only. 3, 2, 1, go!
Welcome to Felon X. I'm your host, Keezy, and today I have a very special guest with me, Miss Cheronda Davis.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm so excited about this interview. Like I was just telling Cheronda, like I didn't interview many males, but to have a powerful female is like big.
Yeah.
That's really, really big. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. So before we kick this thing off, Miss Cheronda, I want you to tell the people a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
I'm from here in Cali, so
Okay.
I was raised in both places.
Okay.
But I went to school mainly here.
Okay.
And then Cali is home as well because my peeps in Berkeley and Oakland. And,
All right. Shout out to Cali.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cali. Shout out to the people that's here.
Yeah.
So before we kick this thing off a little bit, I want to ask you a few questions because, like I said, I was excited about this interview. Like I've been trying to prepare all day for this. I can't even come up with no questions. Like, just in general, I want you to walk me through, step by step, your life before your incarceration.
Wow. Yeah.
How was
So,
life for you?
How was life before then? I was a cosmetologist
Okay.
at the time. I had been to school for quite a few things: medical assistant, dental assistant, cosmetology. I also had went for psychology, but I never finished. So I was like, had a couple of things that that I had did. I started off working, when I became an adult after I graduated from Lakewood High School. Shout out to Lakewood.
Shout out to Lakewood Sparks.
But I started, working in the medical field first.
Okay.
I did about 9 years in the medical field.
Okay.
And I started in high school, which I was an assistant to the lady who ran the medical clinic.
Okay.
This is where I think my skill set of becoming the person that I am today.
Right.
Because she taught me organization.
Mhm.
She taught me skills. She taught me being on time.
Right.
Talking to someone in a polite manner.
Right.
Dealing with problems, issues. There was so much stuff that I learned from this lady.
Right.
And she was a woman and she ran the clinic. She wasn't African American, she was white, but she ran the clinic.
Right. Just being a woman, period, with that kind of power.
And
that's
she
big.
was over all the doctors. She was over everybody.
Okay.
And when she said something, everybody listened. And
Right.
it was like she was so powerful. And I learned from her from 16
Right.
until about 19.
Okay. So when did you started to learn that you was like falling into your trouble path? Like,
probably, and I wouldn't even say a trouble path because, it was just, I knew I was different from everybody else.
right,
I grew up in a 2-parent household.
right,
It wasn't my mom and my biological dad. It was my mom and my stepdad.
correct.
But nobody knew that was
My stepdad. Right. You got some.
he raised me since I was 3.
Yes.
So I grew up in the church,
Okay.
and he was a pastor.
Okay.
And I was a pastor's kid, and everybody goes, "Oh, the pastor kid."
Yeah, you know they always say that. They always say that.
And my dad used to always say, "My children is not me."
Right.
And we weren't. And there were things that, people that we did that I did as teenagers that other people probably didn't do.
Right.
And it wasn't in being in trouble though.
Right.
People were getting in trouble when I was a teenager and
Right.
I wasn't.
Right.
And it took until I don't know, when I became an adult, I knew something that I was doing wasn't right, but I continued to do it.
Tell me about it.
I was working at a company and I was being trained on how to add in more patients
Okay.
in our system
Okay.
than we had actually.
Okay.
And everyone says, "Okay, what's that? What does that look like? What does that sound like?" That sounds like a bonus added in.
Right.
Because the more patients you have, the more
Well,
money they,
coming. Yeah,
they
the more money.
issue out.
Right. Right.
And so when the person who was training me was telling us, "Oh, we add 1 or 2 people extra in, it doesn't do anything or whatever."
Right.
So this is what I was taught.
Right.
And so this is what I was doing.
Right. You're just thinking you're doing your job.
I'm doing my job.
Correct.
Adding them in. And the more I added in, the more money we got.
Right.
And so it got into where we got a huge bonus, and I think it triggered in the system.
Oh, so it kind of notified them.
Yes. And they came and did an audit.
Right.
And when the audit showed that we didn't have those people, it fell back on me.
So you had to take a blame for something that you really just felt like you was doing your job. That's crazy. So you going to work every single day.
Every single day.
Doing what they taught you to do.
Doing what they taught me to do.
And it backfired on you.
It did.
So they do an audit.
Yep.
They gotta blame somebody because they gotta play the blame game. They gotta blame somebody.
They gotta blame somebody.
And
they
you
gotta
end
put
up being
the
that
blame
person.
game, and I end up being that person because when the data comes up,
Right.
it was my
Login.
My login.
Your name.
Yeah. All my codes.
Wow.
All my everything.
Wow.
On it.
Wow.
The lady who taught me, it's funny now that I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
She was on a breathing machine. She had a whole breathing machine.
Oxygen machine.
Oxygen machine.
Got the game running on the oxygen machine.
Yes. And it was like, I didn't think about it. And everybody's like, did they prosecute her? And I said, you know what? I have no idea. I don't even know. I didn't even ask. I didn't even throw her under the bus.
Right. You just tuck it to the chin.
I just
and it's not even your fault. You taking stuff to the chin that's not even your fault.
Yeah.
So they come in, they do the audit, and basically they put the blame on you, and they arrest you at the job, or
no,
how that situation
no.
went?
So what happened was I ended up so it was weird because they were gonna have a meeting the next day, and I guess fire me.
Okay.
From the meeting, but just so happened my mom called me that night and said, I got a surgery tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I got PTO time. Let me call in to work and let them know I'm taking off for a couple of days because my mom having surgery.
Right.
And this and that. So I took off, had the surgery. Then one of the girls at the job, she's like, you might not want to come back. You might want to.
She texts you that? So she trying to give you a heads up of what's really going on.
Yeah. She was like, you might want to find somewhere else to go. So I was like, okay. So I went and started putting in interviews. And then this one place I put in an interview, they they called me like right back because they needed somebody, and I thought that was weird because like, why is you calling me like right back?
Same, almost like the same, time frame, right?
So when I got there, I did the interview. The lady was like hiring me. She's giving me, like, I think at that time, this was 2007, 2007.
Okay.
I was making with them, I think $22 an hour. Then.
Okay.
And they offered me $25. So I was like,
so they put $3 more on top of what you.
Yeah,
okay.
so I was like, okay.
This seeming big.
I walked out of the office, and the lady was like, "Yeah, we just gonna do your drug test or whatever." And then she's like, "You're good to go." And I said, "Okay." I walked out of the office, and this guy came and like grabbed my leg and wouldn't let it go. And I said, "Nah, I can't work here."
A patient?
Yes.
Wow.
And I was like, no, I
That's
can't.
it.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
This out of the ordinary for me. I ain't used to doing with this.
Out of the ordinary for me. And so that later on that night, she said, the girl who texted me about going, she said, "Oh, they called and I tried to do your thing." She said, "But somebody tried to intercept." And I was like, "Why?" She was like, "Oh yeah, they talking about you were entering wrong numbers in the company and this, that, and the other." I was like, "What?" So I was like, she was like, "Just lay low." I was like, "Okay." And then about maybe 2 days later, and they came and arrested me at the house. Yeah.
In front of you, was in front of your family?
Yeah.
So how long was your court?
Not my immediate family, but
okay.
my son.
Man.
My son at the time, I had just my oldest son at the time. And then it was my son and my friend that was there.
At the house when they came?
House, yeah.
What was going through your mind at that time?
Like, I don't know what the heck is going on. Why am I getting arrested?
Because you felt like you did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You had just did your job.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Was your first time ever been arrested?
Yes.
How was that process?
Nightmare.
I can figure that.
Being in handcuffs. I didn't even know they feel like that. They're like straight metal.
Yeah.
Don't
like
give
they
your arm
your wrist.
no break.
Yeah, they don't.
I was like, yeah. So then that they took me downtown. I remember that. They took me downtown, and then from downtown, they put me in they did like an interrogation.
Right, an interrogation
room.
Wanted
to get my side of the story. Right. Which my story never changed.
Right, because I was doing my job. I was doing my job.
My story never changed. And the only thing is they saying that the people knew that they thought they knew that I was doing it wrong the whole time. What I was doing. And that's I'm like, crazy. This is what I was taught.
So, correct. So
I said, even if you go back because they have a sheet where when they train you,
right,
and then you're supposed to like fill out what you did,
right,
it's on there.
Everything that you did
on there, yes.
So nobody else in the office got in trouble that you know of, but you,
right? That's that crazy. I know of, but me, because I really didn't look into nobody else.
Right. You just took it. You just took it.
Yeah.
So you go after all of this. Mm-hmm. You go to court for how long? How long you fighting this?
Ooh, I fought it for a while. Not too long, but maybe a couple of months.
So did you go to trial or you end up signing a deal? You signed a deal?
I didn't know nothing. I just signed a deal.
First time being in trouble.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know nothing about it. I got out on R&R and then
you just signed a deal.
They put me on a 10-year probation and I was like, what?
So you had to do, how much time did you get sentenced to?
So I did a 10-year probation.
Correct.
And so violations of traffic tickets.
Okay.
I got pulled over one time for one time for speeding, one time for a light being out.
Right.
It was so funny because my daughter at the time, she was a baby, like maybe about 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. And she said, my mom got pulled over because man said her light. And I was like, oh my God. And my mom was like, you got pulled over about a light? And I was like, yeah, they just told me to fix it, but they actually gave me a ticket.
Wow.
And so, but I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even tell her that because I felt like that
It was
wasn't her
nothing. It was nothing to tell. Right.
right. And so I guess apparently after adding that up or something, no, what happened was I had a check that bounced. And I think that triggered the system.
Wow.
And so when that triggered the system, yeah, they came and picked me up.
So your violations is what sent you to prison.
Yeah.
Not for the charge you had 10 years papers.
Yeah.
And then you violated with these smaller minor things.
Yeah.
And the first thing they
like
offered
3
you,
years left. So they
so
gave me
3 years in prison.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So how was your first day in prison?
Oh my God. Nightmare.
I get it.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Because okay, so I don't know if you know, but I think you know.
I've been in prison, yeah.
Okay. So when you get to the reception center,
right?
They walk you out.
Yeah.
You walking through here, and then you're filling out all this paperwork.
Yes.
Then you leave the paperwork, and then you get all this testing done because they want to make sure you're healthy and all of this stuff. And then you go to this other area, and then you're getting stripped completely naked.
Oh man.
Which is like a violation of everybody's, you know what I'm saying, personal.
Correct.
And then from there is like finding clothes that fit you.
The panties.
Those. And no, they're not used panties. They're brand new.
Yeah.
Because somebody asked me that, and I said no, they're brand new.
I hated them anyway.
They're grandma panties.
Yeah.
And they're so huge. They're like balloons, and you have to sit there and wear those like every day.
Yeah. Well,
until you learn
how to
maneuver.
That's right.
That's it.
So you go to prison for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
During your prison time, being incarcerated, is this where you started to? Well, it seemed like you wasn't even had no bad life before. Like you didn't have no bad life before.
It still gives you an insight on how to change certain things
about yourself.
Most
definitely.
How to be real with yourself,
right?
Real with other people. It may not been the fact that I didn't do something then, but I probably did something
that you didn't get called for.
That I didn't get called for. And that's why I tell people say, "Oh, you went to prison." Don't ever sell yourself short.
Man, it's a lot of them can go. You can go. It's a lot. I told myself that yesterday. That it's a lot of people that just got away with stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is why I wanted women to hear your story, because if they heard everything you said up until now, they would never think that you've been to prison.
Right.
So prisoners are all about what you look like,
right,
where you was raised at, or what kind of life that your family provided for you in the past. It can come upon anybody.
It can come upon anybody. But, and the fact that it was an eye opener for me, and I needed that eye opener, because not saying that I was judgmental, I wasn't, but it was certain things that the way I grew up,
right,
I didn't feel like I needed to be associated with.
Right.
But prison tell you that everybody doesn't come with the same clothing.
Yes.
It don't come with the same shell.
That's right.
Everybody has a different story.
Yes, ma'am, they do.
And so I actually worked with one of the sergeants, the caseworkers, which is a sergeant, in the dorm. And he actually talked to people about what their plans were to go home. Like,
what is it going to do when they get home?
What they were going to do when they get home. My job was to look through their file, see what they did, and kind of help him navigate plans for them.
So even in your situation of being locked up, you trying to help other people who going home. You watching these people go home before you, and you helping them prepare their life to go home.
Right.
While you still waiting on your turn to get that same chance.
Right. And the stories that some of those women had.
Yeah, amazing.
Some of them didn't know what to do, because outside of drugs and prostitution and whatever, the case may be, they had no other skill.
Right. So many women that's in prison, that's young, don't know how to read or write.
Right.
I've written so many letters for women, help them. So I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I walk that same walk with you. I get it. And it's stories like yours and mine that can either help somebody that's coming home or prevent somebody from going.
Right.
How did you build yourself when it was time for you to get ready to come home? What did you change about yourself?
I changed a lot, basically. Just keeping the mind frame that, for like Chuck was saying, when he was sitting here saying, you have to do a bet system.
Right.
That's what I did.
You bet it on yourself.
I bet it on myself. And so it was a lot that I went through when I came home, because a lot of people figured because I went to prison, I got to figure it out.
Right.
I got to figure it out. And it's not always that easy, especially when you have kids.
Right.
You know, and that was the hardest part.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah,
How was that reconnected with your kids?
Yeah.
And
that was the hardest part because my son was the oldest. When I got home, it was 2017. I left in 2014. He was getting ready to graduate 2018.
Right.
So I was like, oh my gosh, he's got a year and he's graduating.
Right.
And I'm like, I missed the most part of his like high school years. You know?
What they call like your best, golden years. You look golden years.
But like I talked to him, I wrote him. He came to see me once, and then that was it. He couldn't do it no more.
He couldn't stand to send his mama like that.
He couldn't do it. But you know, I went to work release.
Okay.
I did go to work release. I got sent back from work release.
Oh man, what they send you back for? They real like you got to walk a tight line with work release, man. You got to walk a fine line with them. They'll send you back for anything.
They told me that I had. Okay, so the place where I was working at, I'm not gonna name it, but the place where I was working at, they would give us cash tips.
Right.
I never took the cash tips.
Right.
I would just eat for free.
Right.
That's it.
That's all you wanted to do, get to live million.
So I guess when they come and do their check, like from the center, they told the lady, yeah, they get cash tips and da-da-da. So she looked on the log and never seen that I turned in any cash tips.
Oh man, I know how that go.
And so the lady who runs the thing, Miss Dunmore, she was like, oh, Robert, you didn't get no tips. And you didn't turn in your tips. And I was like, I ain't never get no tips.
Yeah.
Them people say you got tips. I said, they have never physically gave me any tips. If they did, they kept them.
Right.
And I ate.
Right.
That was it.
Right.
I didn't hand it. They didn't hand me no cash. I didn't hand them no cash.
Right.
She's like, I don't believe you. I'm calling your mom. I said, okay, but I'm grown. Like,
yeah. I'm going in on in prison. You tripping, lady.
So she was like, you keep it up. I'm gonna see you back. I was like, go ahead. Like, do whatever you're gonna do. I mean, you're gonna find out that I ain't do nothing, and then it's gonna be. So they sent me back.
They took your game time?
No.
Oh, so they let you keep it game time. They just sent you back to prison.
They sent me back. I was almost done. It was like November, the end of November. I was supposed to be out January.
Okay.
So
you had a little couple of like 60 or 90 days in there.
It wasn't like no time, but they had me in confinement. That's the worst thing.
The whole time?
No, they had me in confinement for like 3-4 days.
I never been to confinement before.
Oh my God.
What is confinement like?
It's the worst because you're sitting in there, you're by yourself. There's nothing there.
They keep saying like the walls be closing in on you.
That's it.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say that.
Toilets right there.
Right.
Everything is there. It's like
you EOS from confinement, or you was on compound?
No, they in 4 days they came back and they said I had to go to this thing to talk to a judge to see if they were gonna take my game time or
so you had to go in front of the board
or whatever it was. But he couldn't find no evidence that they never said that they gave me cash. Right. So, and I told him they didn't give me cash. So he believed the place where I worked at. Right. And so he just dropped the case. He said, just go back out here. It was at Hernando County.
Oh, you was at Hernando. I came through
Hernando
that
had
one
a
time.
women's.
Yeah, they still got it.
No, they don't.
Oh, they closing Hernando down.
They have it's for men now.
Oh, okay. I came through there just to go do my little physical to
Okay.
go home with. So I
Okay.
went through there for my physical.
But
from work
yeah,
release.
Hernando. I was at Hernando, which was cool because I was like near my god sister,
Right
so
here.
she came and visit me and
See you all the
whatever.
time.
I got some bad news when I was there, but still, like I was closer to people that I knew.
Bad news hit different when you're in prison.
It does.
Bad
My
news.
godbrother had
different.
passed away,
Sorry to hear that.
and he was young, like 20 something. I think
Sorry to hear that.
24 at the time.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So let's get to the sauce, man. You
Yeah.
come home, you done did your thing, you got the time behind you.
Mm-hmm.
How was it trying to reconnect with your family and just basically start over?
It was a lot. I felt like it was a lot on me. I was working at Dunkin' Donuts, and I was not comfortable with working there.
Right.
I wasn't. And so I was applying for jobs.
Right.
And this girl that I met in county,
Mm-hmm.
me and her kept in touch.
Mm-hmm.
And she was working at some place. She was like, but my girlfriend works over here and they're hiring for an assistant. She's like, Cheronda, you're smart. You know how to do this stuff.
Right.
And so she said, go fill out an application. And I did. And they hired me as an assistant to the events marketing
Man, you see how
division.
them small steps went?
And that day that I started, I went from the assistant to the assistant manager.
Going on.
And I was like, assistant manager? I don't even know what that means. I didn't know nothing.
Nothing about the job.
Nothing.
But hey, favor ain't foul.
Favor ain't
fair. Favor ain't foul.
So the guy who hired me, he told me, he said, you see him? Know everything that he's doing.
Wow.
Have him teach you everything that he's
From
doing.
Dunkin' Donuts to assistant manager
Mhm.
in a matter of little time.
Little time.
Little time. And you didn't stop there.
I didn't.
Let's keep it rolling. What's next for you? What was next for you?
So I learned everything.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me through classes, courses for marketing, became like really good at marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I became the regional director of
Going on. Look at you. Hey, did you
And-
stop there? You kept going.
No, I kept going.
Keep it going, man. Keep it going.
So then I ended up creating my own marketing company
Congratulations.
in 2020.
Congratulations.
There I ended up helping my husband start his comedy career, and started using my marketing techniques to really figure out
Right.
how are we going to market him if nobody ever knows he is a comedian.
Right.
People know he was funny,
Right.
but nobody knew he was a comedian.
Right.
So what we did was develop St. P Funny.
Right.
And he started doing his shows. We started finding people, or people would say, hey, go reach this person, reach that person.
Right.
And we started putting funny people on our shows.
Right.
And it was giving him the leverage.
Right.
But what my husband was very bullheaded with is he wanted to be the headliner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Damian, you just starting out. You can't be the headliner.
Right.
You gotta, host the show
Correct.
or be a feature in the show. My own show, no. That pride. That pride.
That men have that though.
I gotta do it myself.
right.
And I'm like, okay, well, go ahead, do it yourself and see. And it took one show, I think, with a person before him, like knocked it out of the park.
Right.
And he couldn't come back and grasp
Grab the
himself
attention from right.
until he said, you know what? I need to start hosting my own shows instead of.
Should've
And
listened
I
to
was
you.
like, yeah, that's what
I told you
need to
that. That's what's up. That's
Yeah.
big.
do. Yeah.
So you do marketing,
Mm-hmm.
but you got other great things that you do.
Mhm.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I did a podcast
Yep.
called Business Talk Podcast. I will be soon going into my third season of Business Talk, talking to business owners, entrepreneurs that around the city, not around the city, just on their journey of being a business owner. Everybody has a journey, a story.
Right.
And I try to get people involved because people don't realize being in business takes a lot.
I do.
It takes
I
a
do.
lot. And so, so I let people share their stories, their journeys. There's people that, offer mentoring to other people
Correct.
in their field that
Right.
they're doing that wants to, go in business.
Right,
And
right.
so that was a good that was a good run. I like it. I'm gonna come back.
Gonna continue to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back. I'm thinking of different creative ways.
Right.
I want to go to some brick and mortars
Right.
and kind of do some content with people
Right.
and focus on that, build that content.
That's big. That's really big.
I'm big with content.
I see.
Yeah.
I've been on your. I told you
Yeah.
I was on your page.
Yeah.
I see.
I'm big with content. I started content, believe it or not, 2012.
So you've been
I
doing
was
this a while.
doing what they call a reel now.
Right.
I was creating reels back then, and people were like, "What is this? An infomercial?" Like, people were commenting on it.
Right.
And I was I thought back like years later, I'm like, wait a minute, I was doing
Y'all
reels
been doing this like this,
before reels
right,
was
before they
called
came out.
reels.
Right.
Yeah. So I've always been a futuristic thinker.
Right.
I've always been a futuristic problem solver. So I always think outside of the box. And I think that's what makes me me.
That's right. That's your own unique thing about you.
Right.
Big.
Yeah.
That's very big.
And the confidence. You gotta
Right.
have confidence.
Gotta have confidence. Coach Chuck spoke on that.
Yeah.
You have not spoke on that. He spoke to the fellas. You spoke to the women.
Yeah.
You gotta have confidence
Definitely.
before anything.
Yeah.
Faith too. You
Yeah.
don't need faith too.
Absolutely.
So I have a question for you. We've walked down your journey. You've done some amazing things. So
Yes.
before I ask this question,
Okay.
I definitely want to tell you congratulations.
Thank you.
Because it's not easy.
No, it's
It's not easy.
It's not.
What would you say to that young lady who's watching you right now that's either fighting trouble or have been in trouble or could possibly just be a vulnerable young lady who don't know that they can be in trouble?
Think of yourself being unstoppable.
Right.
Whatever you want to do, think of yourself being unstoppable in that moment
Right.
and move towards that.
Right.
Grasp that.
Right.
Study that.
Right.
Go to sleep with it. Wake up with it.
Definitely.
Because that's what really turns us into something.
Right.
And so I'm working on something right now. Do you know the VR program?
No, I never heard of it. Tell me about
Okay, it's vocational rehab.
it. Okay.
So I'm working with. So they give you a therapist.
Okay.
And they also give you a counselor.
Okay.
And I have a business coach.
Okay.
And I'm working on a new business.
Okay.
I can't discuss it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, tell me about it. It's private. This one was private, so she's gonna hold this one. Can't. That's right.
I can't discuss it because even when it comes out, you probably won't know it's me.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Let God do the work for you. Just stay behind the pictures.
Yeah.
I like that. That's big.
Yeah.
Before I wrap this thing up, I want you to talk to the mothers that's out there because I'm a mother. For people that don't know about that, I'm a mother. I have a 21-year-old.
Okay.
Me and you share. I said that already, but I shared that same thing that you shared. I was in prison, my son high school years.
Okay.
You were in prison through your son high school years. I want you to speak to the mothers that are in prison right now. Speak to their children and just give them a little bit about what it would be like what it's like for a parent. Because some kids don't know, before I say this, some kids don't know that their parent, well, their mother is in prison, what they're going through. Because prison can break you down if you let it. You have to be a strong-minded person to be in prison and come home sane.
Right. Absolutely. And first of all, you have to tell your kids where you're at. Don't tell them you're at school.
Right. Don't lie to them.
Don't tell them you're in college.
Right.
Because they wouldn't want to go to school or college.
Right.
And I tried to make sure that wasn't implemented in my kids.
Just telling them the truth.
Like life. I told them the truth. I journaled.
Right.
To each one of them differently.
That's big.
So I had 3 journals.
That's big.
And their favorite colors, And I journaled to them differently every day. And I told them about my day. I asked them about their day. And then when I actually sent that home, they were actually filling it out.
Right. Able to read, able to go through your days with you.
Yeah. They were reading it and filling it out and they were actually, okay once, they were happy that they got this mail.
Right.
They were happy
That's
that
just
they
everything
got
big.
something.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
But yeah, that's the main thing. You just communicate, talk to them, make sure they're on the same level as you, and then let them know that it's not them, it's you.
Right.
And that, sometimes things happen in a bad way.
Right.
But it doesn't always mean they're a bad
person. Correct. Bad person.
And so with that being said, yeah, they have to adjust, of course, to different environments.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you just make sure that, you show them love, you give them love, and you still, create that love.
Still show up in the way you can.
Yeah.
I want you to tell the people how can they contact you, and just basically if they need to get with you about anything, your show, tell the people how they can contact you. Get your contact information.
Yeah, I have. So I have Facebook, Instagram. I have TikTok, but I'll barely be on there. But I watch stuff on there, but I'm not on there. But it's Cheronda Davis on Facebook. It's also Tunnel Vision Marketing on Facebook, and it's Tunnel Vision Marketing on Instagram. Yeah, and then I have email. Just do Tunnel Vision Marketing Elite at gmail.com. I have another one, but that one's like strictly for
the business.
Yeah.
Y'all tap in, man. She got some good things for y'all, good business and all of that. Before we get up out of here, I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Keezy. This is Miss Cheronda. Oh, we got a question.
Yeah,
What's the question?
Before y'all tap out.
All right.
Yeah, for you.
Okay.
For you.
Yeah, somebody left a comment, but they put a question in it.
Okay.
Okay.
They said, the segment is interesting. Listen to her explain the situation. She really didn't do anything intentionally criminal. I wonder, how do you handle job training now? Do you have fear or anxiety about it? Or did you develop a plan not to become a victim?
That's big.
So, being in that situation, how do you handle job training now? Is it fears and anxiety? Is there a plan? Or just for somebody who may find themselves in the
Same situation as you.
Yeah. I'll be straight up. I'm honest. When I went to Reese and I started working with Reese Builders, and I said, well, they already knew. And they wanted me because my name was buzzing,
Right.
because of how much money I had made.
The other companies
that I was with prior,
Right.
$30 million. They were
Right.
like, what? Let's get her over here. How much do we need to get? So, but the guy who interviewed me, he said to me, Cheronda, do you know I had 32 or 35 felonies? And I said, what? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, and you're out? Like, he never did any prison time, any jail time, none of that. And your one time.
I
just said, time. I don't know. I can't even explain what he did, but how I do it is I have confidence in myself.
Right.
So I sell myself as who I am.
Right.
And if they want me, they're gonna want me. If they don't, then it's
just not for you.
It's not for me.
That's right.
Because God's gonna open up doors that are for you. So just be confident and be you. Right. And just go in there with an intention of, I'm gonna get this job. Right. Because that's what makes the difference.
That's a big difference in everything that you do.
Yeah.
We got any more questions, Coach? All right, man. Before we wrap this up, man, I thank y'all for tuning in, Felon X. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
I hope that she reached somebody. I hope that we reach someone out there, especially the ladies. And till next time, man, I'm Keezy. This is Miss Cheronda. Thank you again for coming.
Absolutely.
I adored you. I loved everything about it. Shout out to your husband, too.
Yeah.
Shout out. He's a really funny dude. Yeah, shout out to him, man.